So on my journey of continuing on with the top 5 characters I would have wanted from each franchise in Cross Tag Battle, we finally move on to Persona 4 Arena. Now the thing about Persona 4 Arena is that because majority of the characters from that game are already in Cross Tag, this video was actually really hard for me to make because you only have a few slim pickings left, and there are some pickings that just don't work out. For example, Shadow Labrys. Shadow Labrys acts as her own character, but because of how she works and her persona Asterius, you can't really do much with that because it kind of messes with the mechanics of Cross Tag. There's no way they're going to keep Asterius out in this constant bull form, and that's not going to work. So yeah, that was already a character I had to just take off automatically. And again, there was characters like Ken and Koromaru that I don't know how they were going to work in this game. They could have found a way to work, but I personally, no offense to any Ken players or Koromaru players or anyone who likes Ken and Koromaru, I just didn't care enough for the character in order to put them in. So there's that. So other than that, yeah, I only have very few options to pick in regards of characters. And honestly, this feels a lot harder to make than I thought it was because I have to talk about why I would want certain characters in and what they would do and what their role would be in this game. So without further ado, let's move on to the top 5 characters I would have wanted from Persona 4 Arena and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Let me just get the obvious one out of the way first. Risei Kujikawa, which is something really surprising to me. Like, the one thing that gets me that is about this thing is, like, Risei's not even in the game, which gets me. Now, I know Risei was introduced in Ultimax. I know they introduced Adachi as the first character from Ultimax because Adachi was a popular character. He's the lead into Ultimax, so I can understand that. But at the same time, like, damn it, Adachi's the only character we have from Ultimax, and I bet if Cross Tag got more content, then Risei would have been the next character. But the fact that she's not here first was kind of weirds me out. But, I mean, I get why she's not here yet, but it's weird that she's not here. You know, it just doesn't feel right. Like, we got every member of the investigation team but Risei. And, again, I know she was an Ultimax character, and they introduced Adachi first because he's a popular Ultimax character. Plus, they did that whole villains lead-in thing where they did with him, Hilda, and Susanoo, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, dude, it just feels weird Risei isn't here. Like, I like Risei, so, like, knowing that she's not even here on the onset is, like, the weirdest thing. Like, I think it's just the nature of Ultimax. Honestly, I felt as though if they just did Ultimax characters from the beginning, we wouldn't have this issue right now, because I get why they kind of dumped all the characters from base arena in already. So they're like, shit, we're out of characters to dump in. We might as well start with Ultimax. And the first character they would definitely pick from Ultimax is Adachi. And poor Risei. Honestly, poor Risei, though. Poor Risei. There's nothing we could have done about that. But honestly, I would have liked her here. Sad thing is, she could not have been Laura Bailey anymore. And I just don't like that. You know, like, knowing that Risei can't, like, I know Laura Bailey doesn't voice these characters anymore or whatever she doesn't do anymore because she couldn't do Platinum back in Cross Tag. Knowing that Laura Bailey is off doing her own thing, I don't know if she's even going to come back at Risei. So that's going to bum the shit out of me if she doesn't come back. And I don't know what they're going to do if they even brought Risei in to replace her. Because we're not dealing with another Ashley Burch situation where we did in Dancing All Night. To hell with that. Ashley Burch is a great voice actress, an excellent voice actress. Just not a Risei at all. Like, Dancing All Night, hearing Risei there was just like the worst thing ever. I'm like, who the heck? This is not Risei. I mean, hell, even Alexis Tipton probably could have done a better job, but like, I'm not hopeful on that one either, because considering how she did Platinum and Cross Tag, not bad, but you can definitely feel that Laura Bailey's sass isn't there anymore, you know? So, yeah, Risei as, oh my god, dude, oh man. They're gonna have to replace Risei. Oh. God damn it. So technically I had to go through, like, the 2 characters in this case, and I was like, okay, which one would I want? Would I want Sho Minazuki or Sho Minazuki? And I was like, you know what? I like Minazuki better because I'm like, okay, well, I played Show, right? I tried to play both of them yesterday just to like, you know, just to get them back into my brain again. I was like, okay, which one's different other than, well, obviously one having a persona. And I was like, okay, which one do I like playing better? And I just like playing Minazuki, like, they're just like way better. Like, I think it's just the fact that he has a persona that just makes it better. Now, I get the whole reason for Show is to not have a persona, so he has to fight with his swords, and, you know, he does other things other than that. But, like, I don't know. I just like the idea of just... I just feel like Minazuki's cooler, you know? I don't like Show all that much. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate Show, but, like, I just don't like him as a character all that much. And I just don't like his voice. I don't like him as much as a character. And I just don't like his gameplay all that much. I mean, it's fun, but, like, I don't like him all that much. It just something about the character just really rubs me the wrong way. But I like him as Minazuki better, just only slightly. I mean, at least he has a cool ass persona. Tsukuyomi is a sick ass persona. His insta kill is sick as hell. And yeah, Show doesn't have an insta kill because he doesn't have a persona, and that bums the shit out of me. But the point is, yeah, I just feel like Minazuki would be a lot better. Like, I just like him as a character more, and I feel like he would have some decent interactions with some of the characters on the roster. I don't know what, but there's some edgy stuff that can work on there. There's some badass stuff that can really work on there. Him and you can have interaction with each other. Him and Adachi can. Not exactly Show, but him as Minazuki at least. And I'm trying to think of other characters that will work. Like, he can at least talk to some of the villains and shit like that. Like, there's one I thought about him with Susanoo. He can mention about his persona Tsukuyomi. And then, like, Susanoo can actually mention the Tsukuyomi unit in some ways. Like, oh shit, you have one of those? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I just find something dumb. I'm not very good at coming up with ideas for interactions other than like completely obvious shit. So like in regards of characters like, you know, Minazuki, I'm like, okay, what the hell kind of interactions could he have? But I would just like to see him here just for the hell of it, at least. Okay, so choosing Yukari was kind of like, yeah, like I don't like fighting Yukari. I just don't, man. Like, zoner characters I don't vibe with them, and I just don't like even playing as Yukari. You know, again, I like to choose characters just not based on their gameplay. I like to choose the characters based on, like, if I like the characters or not. But, you know, Yukari's here. I mean, she's one of the, you know, main Persona 3 characters, so she kind of had to be here. I like her at least a lot better than I do here than I did back in Persona 3 Fest. Because there were some times that Yukari did rub me the wrong way, especially in the answer. I'm not gonna make this a video about how much I didn't like Yukari there, but I do like her a lot in Persona 4. You know, she's older now, she's a lot more experienced with things. She's not, you know, we've moved past the crazy timey-wimey shit that happened in the answer. So, you know, like, even characters like Fuka got a quote-unquote redemption by growing up. So there's that. But yeah, as for Yukari, I don't know, man. Like, I have so little to say about Yukari, it gets me. Like, again, like, all I can say is, I like that she could be here. I like her theme song. I like her design. I like the little Featherman outfit she wears. That's pretty cool. But I'm not a fan of her gameplay. And the only reason I chose Yukari because I have so little options in regards to these Persona 4 arena characters. There's so little left I get to choose on my own that I can barely even pick any. As for interactions, I got nothing. Dude. I honestly have nothing to think about because, like, I thinking about how these characters would interact with each other, I think that's what gets me about Persona the most. Or at least what's left of these characters. Trying to think about who they can interact with is, like, nearly impossible, at least for me. Like, for Junpei, I could barely think of anything. Yukari, I definitely have nothing. Like I can try to find something, but I can't do it in this video. And probably by the time I figure out something, the video will be over with, and I don't want to do some shit post-recording. But I don't know. There could be a Featherman joke in there somewhere. Like, hell, I remember that time in Persona 4, the anime, right? There was Yu Narukami. And he had to pay a lot of money for a Featherman toy that was broken. And he was like pissed off, like, damn you, Neo Featherman. And then, like, I could definitely see him seeing Yukari and being pissed about it. Like, he's like, you know, getting a little bit triggered at seeing a Featherman outfit. I mean, that's a little bit out there because you would never do that. But again, I can't think of none of Yukari. She's just here. Hey, Yukari. I'm sorry. I got nothing. Oh, hey guys, this is Kaizou post-recording. I just had some ideas for Yukari intros, and I kept some mostly just strictly to Persona 3 and 4 characters because I didn't have any good ideas to pick some from outside of that. I did have an idea of Yukari talking to Mitsuru because since they were so buddy-buddy back in Persona 3, they could talk about them two working together. I had an idea of Yukari being with Junpei, and then she'll call him Stupe, and then she doesn't really do that anymore. She'll just like, this is jokes for old time's sake, and he'll just get mad about it or something like that. But then it shows that they two can work together at the end of the day. She can have an interaction with Yu Narukami, and then she'll say, "Oh, you remind me of someone." You know, like some people, like, you know, some Persona 3 characters could be like, you know, seeing you and then being reminded of Minato or Makoto if you want to go that route. She could talk to ARCSYS, and they could refer back to their time, how they fought each other in The Answer. You know, stuff like that. I didn't think about that until like post-recording, but there was some ideas I had. I didn't want to think of anything crazy out of the box, you know, wacky stuff like that. So I had an idea of her having an interaction with Naoto, how he could see how her outfit looks. It could be like, because her Featherman outfit does look kind of form-fitting, so Naoto could be embarrassed, like, oh, the outfit is hugging too close to your body or something like that. And then Yukari can get embarrassed, but she'll try to get embarrassed and go tsundere, but she can't. It's like, no, I'm too old for that now, or something like that. I don't know. I think that'd be funny. Like, I don't know. I just had some wacky ideas after that. She could even have an interaction with Akihiko, even though she wasn't talk to Akihiko that much. I feel like that would be nice to see, because like she'd you know, do one for Labrys. I don't know, I thought an idea of she had one with Vatista, and Vatista remind her of ARCSYS, or just like more, or she'll just be reminded of more robot characters. The same could go for, like, you know, characters from BlazBlue, like, you know, New and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just thought it would be a funny idea. Just some of these would have been decent, you know. Sorry. Back to the video. Now, considering my favorite Velvet Room attendant is already in the game, and that's Elizabeth, obviously, I just chose Margaret just because why not? You know, her theme song is actually really, really cool, like Bow Hymn of the Soul, or I forgot what her version was. I forgot the name of it. Just that fast. But hers is really cool. Like, she's a really cool character. I like Margaret. She's not my favorite Velvet Room attendant because, like, she's like the older sister, like, kind of type of character, but she's like, you know, a little bit too bland for my taste. Like, personally, I like Theo more because he's a lot more eccentric and he's really funny. Caroline and Justine, I pretty much like them because they're just, I like the little back and forth, and I like Lavenza because she does have her moments. Definitely Elizabeth, she's just the oddball of the group and I love her. But Margaret's just like, I mean, she's okay. Like, she's like, her personality doesn't really hit me all that well. And the only time I ever really liked Margaret all that much was in like Persona Q, because like they really gave her some character that she desperately needed, for me personally. And you know, Margaret is a fun character to play as in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, so at least for me, and I really will give that much. Though I don't know how they're going to handle her in the game, considering, you know, the swapping of personas, but I figured they would find a way around it. As for interactions, like seeing a Velvet Room attendant, like seeing her have an interaction with her and Elizabeth, like Elizabeth's trying to, like, you know, go all out with wild power and Margaret trying to rein her in, or they could just have some really badass back-to-back Creed or something. That would be cool. Again, like, something about these Persona 4 characters are, it's really hard for me to mesh with other characters. Like, if I played Under Night, right, I say, oh my god, these characters could, you could have, Hai could have interaction with you, you know, Ragna, etc. But like, think about Persona, I'm like, damn, I cannot think of who these characters would interact with. I've only picked Margaret for her gameplay and her theme song. I don't care for much of Margaret in regards to her personality. I do like her design though. I do like her design, but as regards of a character, I don't know. And that's why I think it's so hard for me to pick some of these characters in regards of interactions. Because like, when I remember I told you before, when I tried to struggle to find Yukari, I like Yukari, it's just like, I don't like her personality enough to try to mesh her with an interaction with other characters, because I feel like if I tried to, it would be generic. It would be super generic, and I don't want interactions to be super generic. I don't want that, because that's not fun. You know what I mean? Like, I want when the interactions are fun, they have chemistry between the characters, they bounce off, they make a reference, they make a joke, stuff like that. But like with Margaret, I got nothing. You know, I can only see her as trying to be the more adult person in regards of teaming up with someone, and like trying to think of someone like out of the box, like this game just chooses people and then like they just put them all together. And then, like, they're just like, okay, this is a completely random team, you know? Like, it's a random team of characters, you know? Someone like you and Gordo, you know, two characters you'll never see together have an interaction, you know what I mean? I don't want to just, like, make a whole video about me jamming just random characters together to make an interaction. Like, oh, what if I choose Margaret and Yumi? Or Margaret and Akatsuki? Or Margaret and Merkava, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that, because like I'm not very good at that kind of thing, and I would have to like open up my goddamn third eye to figure out shit like that, and I am not that good at something like that. So the point is, I would like Margaret in here. Just, yeah, I don't want to rant out any further. And we finally reached to the end of this video, and this is literally the last character on the roster that I haven't mentioned at all in this video, and that is Marie. Now, look, I know Marie has her fans. I know Marie definitely has her fans and people who like her, but like, I don't want to just have this section to be something like I don't want people to think that I'm slandering the character in some way, shape, or form. I don't want that to happen, because I would, hell, if someone slandered my favorite characters that way, I wouldn't like that either, so I'm not going to do that. But I just don't like Marie. I just don't. I'm going to be straight up, I don't want to be mean about it. I'm being just normal, civilized about it. I don't like Marie. I don't like her theme song in this game, or Persona 4 Arena. I don't like her personality. That's what kills it for me. The only thing that really saves Marie for me is her design, and Kaguya looks cool. That's it. And the only reason Marie is even on this list in the first place is because I chose her over Ken and Koromaru. I chose her over Sho. I chose her over Shadow Labrys, who couldn't have been in this game in any shape or form. And that's it. Honestly, she's the end. I've already talked about everyone else that hasn't made in this game in some way, and Marie's the last person. And I'm sorry. I legit, I am sorry. Again, I don't want to, get to anyone who likes this character. I really don't. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to spend this entire segment ragging on Marie, because that's not fun for me. But I just don't like her. But she's the only one left that I can actually talk about, so she's on here. Like, if this video was a top 4, I would have been done just at Margaret, right? But this is a top 5. I told myself it's a top 5, and considering that they've already put most of the Persona 4 characters, or at least arena characters, already in the game, there ain't nothing I can do about it, other than just say, yeah, she can be here. Why not? She could have some interesting interactions. I will admit that. She could have something funny with you because of her crush on him. I could get that one. She could have some more funny interaction with the investigation team. Something with, I can't. I'm moving on. I said enough. And that's the end for the top 5 characters I would have wanted in this game from Persona 4 Arena. Now, the next video will be on the Under Night characters, and that's also a tough thing to do because there's a bunch of characters that I would want, but I will talk about it. But yeah, that's the end for this Persona 4 video. Again, this video is actually the hardest one to make so far because there's only so little options I have. In regards of games like Under Night, I have more options to choose. In regards of Ruby, I got a lot of characters to choose because they only put the first team and Neo in it. I got a lot to talk about in regards of Senron because there's only one character. The same goes for Arcana Heart. And Akatsuki BlitzConf, I gotta actually play that game again and understand what the other characters are about because there's only 2 here. And yeah, there we go. Alright, so without further ado, I'm out, guys. Peace out. Have a great day. See you all next time.